everyone. Today we're going to finish up our zones lesson on tools, and this will be our final lesson for the summer. So as always, we'll start with a check-in. Brenna, what zone are you in?
I feel very green because I feel relaxed and ready to learn.
Awesome. And Shay, what zone are you in?
Frustrated, yellow.
Frustrated, yes. And why are you feeling frustrated today?
Because Gavina tore apart my bed.
Okay, so is that an expected reason to feel yellow zone?
Yes.
Yes, okay, but we want to use tools to try to get us back to the green zone, right? So we're gonna talk about that today. I'm feeling green-yellow. I was feeling really green, but kind of in dealing with your frustration, it caused me to move a little bit yellow, which is we've talked about when people act in unexpected ways, then that can change other people's zones. Okay, so what we've talked about is there's no bad zone, right? There's only expected versus unexpected. We've talked about how when we act unexpectedly, people don't know what to do, and then they have uncomfortable feelings, thoughts, and actions towards us, which we do not like. So we want to always ask ourselves 3 questions. What are the 3 questions? Do you remember?
No.
First of all, what zone am I in? We have to know where we're at, right? 2, what's the second question?
How do I feel? Do I need a break?
Is this the expected zone? So first, what zone am I in? I gotta self-identify. Then I have to ask myself, is it the expected zone for what's going on? And then 3, what tool am I going to use to get to the zone that I want to be in, or stay in the zone if it's where I wanna be? So we've already talked about blue zone tools. And remember, blue zone was when we're tired, sleepy, low energy, sad. So a lot of those are repair tools, like sleep, and naps and hugs, things that make us feel better and rested. We talked about green zone. We have green zone tools because we want to stay in the green zone. But if we just keep working away or doing whatever we're doing and we don't use a tool, we most likely will not stay in that green zone. We will fall off the map. So the green zone is really about things that make us continue to feel good. That could be taking a break, doing some exercise, yoga, meditation, hanging out with friends and family. And today we're going to talk about yellow zone and red zone tools. Okay, ladies, if you're in the yellow zone, what are some tools that you can use to get out of it? And remember, yellow zone has lots of feelings, so sometimes the best way to do this is to say, when I feel silly, these are the tools I would use. Okay, go ahead. So pick a feeling, tell me what you would do.
I feel annoyed.
So when you feel annoyed, what tool do you use to not feel annoyed?
I use my green.
No, what's a tool? Because you want to get to green. So a tool is an action that you would do.
I take a break.
Take a break. That's a great one. Shay, what do you do when you're feeling annoyed?
What?
Just let your sister answer. What about when you're frustrated earlier? What did you do to kind of calm down? You took a break, right?
Yeah.
What did you do out there while you were on your break? Let's talk about specific things you can do during a break.
Nothing.
You did nothing. So yeah, sometimes doing nothing. If I recall it, you were actually looking at picture albums. So you were kind of distracting yourself. You were looking at things and memories that you enjoy, and that was kind of distracting you from how you were feeling and kind of got you to calm down, right? Do you guys ever use deep breathing?
No.
No?
Maybe.
Well, sometimes? Okay. Does deep breathing work for you?
Not exactly.
No. Most people say, oh, take a deep breath. But the reality is deep breathing usually doesn't work. Or it doesn't work the way we do it when we're upset. So when we say to one of our kids, hey, take a deep breath, it usually looks like this. And that's not relaxing, right? So one of the tricks I like to use when I say deep breathing is something called lazy 8 breathing. And what it is we're basically making the infinity sign, or like a sideways figure 8. So like that. So, and at the top of the 8, we breathe in, and at the bottom, we breathe out. And in, and out, and in, and out. And why I like this is it is slowing our breath down, but in addition, it gives me something to focus on, the 8, and I can trace the 8 using, if I had a pen, I could trace it just with my finger in the air or on my desk. Or I like to even trace it on my hands or my arms. That sensation of the 8 and the breathing and the thinking of the in and out help me recenter myself and calm my body enough that I can move back to green zone. Let's think of some other things. If you are being silly with friends, how do you get back to green zone and stay focused?
You try to stop laughing.
How?
You maybe try to start a different conversation.
Maybe a different kind, move away from your friend, right? Maybe say, hey, let's talk about this at recess.
Yeah.
Or maybe sit in a different spot until later. Okay. So those are just a couple ideas for yellow zone. We could really go on and on, but breaks are huge, exercise, deep breaths, picking the right people to surround yourself with. Those are all excellent yellow zone tools. Inner critic, inner coach. So having your inner coach, that inner voice tell you you can do it, calm down, I don't want to get in trouble. Those are all great yellow zone tools. Now, red zone. Red zone is really hard because when we're in red zone, we are at the top of our emotions. And when we're there, we cannot think straight. So there are actually very few tools in the red zone because it is so hard to think. It needs to be simple and straightforward, and its purpose really is to move you towards the yellow zone where you can use your thinking tools. Okay, so if you're in the red zone and you're so upset or worked up about something, what can you do to just calm down enough to get to yellow zone? Because that's really our goal at this point, is we're just trying to make it to yellow where we can think it through a little better. Because we don't want to make a mistake in red zone.
Maybe go somewhere else.
Go somewhere where you're alone. Walk away from the situation. Yes, that is an excellent tool and probably the #1 red zone tool, because when you are like that, you cannot think straight. And the best thing you can do is to walk away from the situation, find a private space, and chill out. What else could you maybe do in red zone?
Sharon, I don't know.
You could do the deep breathing, that lazy 8 deep breathing. For some people that works. Sometimes asking for help. Go to an adult or a friend and say, I need help, my feelings are too big. That's another great tool. Sometimes just getting a drink of water or getting something to eat or laying down on your bed and taking a nap. Again, those basic life necessities, those can help in the red zone. Did you have a thought, Bryn?
You could also take like kinetic sand or clay to do something with your hands.
You could do something with your hands, yes. That's usually once you get to yellow zone, you can think about it a little bit more, but sometimes people punch pillows when they're in the red zone. Some people, if it's available, showers or baths, being in water is really helpful and calming, but again, that's dependent on if that's available to you. So the #1 tool I always like to say in the red zone is just walk away. Walk away, take some space until you can start using your thinking tools in the yellow zone, and then you can regulate yourself. So, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you all have a great summer, and I look forward to the fall.